This is Investment Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Daily live streaming interactive. Featuring Mrs. Backup. Subscribe, hit the notification, smash the likes. Now, here's Backup Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Hey everybody out there in the XRP community, thanks for coming back to Investment Perspectives. I wanted to make a pre-recorded video so we could talk about a global governance consortium. Most of you know that I've leaned into the notion quite heavily since I've started this channel about a XRP price set, and how that would happen has been a constant conversation with us as a whole. And I think as we move closer and closer to the legitimized market of digital currencies and digital assets, I think it becomes more clear how exactly we could see a path that could take us there. So before we look at that, we've had recent news that Ripple, the company, the software company, intends to IPO, an initial public offering. With that in mind, I think that they suggested that it may happen sometime within the next 12 months. I see an initial public offering as something that has been a part of the plan for Ripple from day one. I also see that it is a great way for Ripple, the software company, to decouple itself from the asset XRP. I believe that Ripple itself will be able to hold the 6 or 6.5 billion XRP that they hold as a company, and the escrow is what they would decouple from. After all, this asset has been made clear that it is going to be used for cross-border settlement among the largest banks in the world, just to name a few, right? There's going to be many other areas of industry and verticals that will be explored and implemented with XRP, the digital asset. But just starting from that notion of central banks will use XRP back-end for settlement. You know, in the recent World Economic Forum, they had the developer toolkit and the PDF files that went along with that. Within those files, they show a setup of central bank digital currencies, back-end settlement XRP, and then central bank digital currencies. So it is something that is being explored and looks to be implemented in the future going forward. So understanding those things right there would tell me that if Ripple, the software company, as Bob Way said when we interviewed him on the show last year, that over time Ripple would have less and less to do with XRP. That makes perfect sense. They're a software company. They want to go on and do what software companies do. Looking at the asset XRP and the XRP Ledger protocol, most of you know that I've leaned into pretty heavily here on the channel too, that I see the XRP Ledger as well as the ILP being adopted and deemed systemically important, as the language says, for FSOC, the Financial Stability Oversight Council, the regulatory arm of the U.S. Treasury Department. I would see that recommendation made by the FSOC and then adopted by the U.S. Treasury Department. And if it follows suit, we may see the Federal Trade Commission oversee utility tokens, which XRP may fall into that classification. Looking at all of these possibilities and potentials here, you would say to yourself, well, if there would be an XRP price set, how would we get there? After all, XRP and the XRP Ledger is a decentralized, open, permissionless protocol, and I believe it remains that way. However, I do believe we see something like what we've seen come out here. Shout out to Peter Voss, which is where I saw this information. Governing the coin. World Economic Forum announces global consortium for digital currency governance. Let's dive down into this thing. Today, the World Economic Forum announces the first global consortium focused on designing a framework for governance of the digital currencies, including stablecoins. Global Consortium for Digital Currency Governance will aim to increase access to the financial system through innovative policy solutions that are inclusive and interoperable. Opportunities for financial inclusion will be unlocked if the space is regulated properly and includes public and private cooperation across developed and high-growth markets. Davos, Switzerland, January 24, 2020. Following the extensive consultation with the global community, the World Economic Forum announced today the Global Consortium for Digital Currency Governance. Digital currencies are often cited as tool for financial inclusion, but this opportunity can be realized only when paired with good governance. This is the first initiative to bring together leading companies, financial institutions, government representatives, technical experts, academics, international organizations, NGOs, and members of the forum's communities on global level. To tackle the challenge ahead, an international multi-stakeholder approach with the public and private sectors working alongside civil society is needed. This consortium will focus on the solution for a fragmented regulatory system. Efficiency, speed, interoperability, inclusivity, and transparency will be at the heart of this initiative. It will call for innovative regulatory approaches to achieve these goals and build trust. A set of guiding principles will be co-designed to support public and private actors exploring the opportunities that digital currencies present. Digital currency is a cross-cutting topic that requires input across sectors, functions, and geographies is a key area of interest for the forum, said Klaus Schwab, founder and executive chairman of the World Economic Forum. Building on our long history of public-private cooperation, we hope that hosting this consortium will catalyze the conversations necessary to inform robust framework of a governance for global digital currencies. Any evaluation of digital currencies should consider both policy and business objectives as well as the unique circumstances that face different economics or economies around the world. In order to offer a fully evaluate their risk and benefits, said Governor of South African Reserve Bank. Bringing together diverse perspectives through this consortium will allow for this holistic review. In order to achieve this, we need the public and private sector to collaborate. While digital currencies offer wide possibilities, these have to be assessed against the fundamental objectives of economic advancement and shared prosperity. Governor of Central Bank of Kenya. Global governance of this diverse initiative provides greater assurance of this outcome. Governance of this core pillar of any form of digital currency, said Mark Carney, the Governor of Bank of England, it is critical that any framework on digital currencies ensures security, efficiency, legitimacy of payments while ensuring fair and open competition. We welcome the Economic Forum's platform to help develop a robust governance framework for inclusion through digital currencies. We are exploring the potential that properly regulated digital currencies hold for cheaper, faster cross-border payments, financial inclusion, and rooting out illicit finance, Senior Minister and Chairman, Monetary Authority of Singapore. This dialogue between public and private sector players is now essential, so we find the right roles for each and realize this potential. We are watching closely as digital currencies increasingly become an area of focus around the world, said the chief economist, Inter-American Development Bank. They may unlock new opportunities for efficiency and inclusion. This can only happen with the appropriate infrastructure and guardrails. The release of digital currency will have far-reaching implications from domestic financial stability to international trade, said the Minister of International Cooperation of Egypt. As such, it is imperative that efforts to regulate digital currencies are well-informed, collaborative, and global in nature. Building on our collaboration around the World Economic Forum Central Bank Digital Currency Toolkit, which, by the way, that is the toolkit that I'm referencing that the PDF files highlighted or at least mentioned and had XRP in. We are eager to continue exploring the pillars of well-informed approaches to digital currency through this consortium, said the governor and Central Bank of Bahrain. Having witnessed firsthand technology leapfrog East and West African financial markets forward over the last decade, we are excited that this initiative will bring leaders from around the world to share practices and will work on truly global policy recommendations, said the Chief Executive Officer of AZA Finance. We welcome the dialogue the World Economic Forum is facilitating about digital currency, said the head of Calibra, David Marcus, from Facebook. Libra board member, we agreed to that good regulation is important for the success of safe adoption of digital currency platforms and are looking forward to continue to engage in this constructive conversation. Digital currencies had the potential to improve access to financial markets, but proper oversight and governance are required, said the founder and managing partner of Motive Partners. The World Economic Forum is uniquely placed to bring together private and public sectors to discuss these issues and tackle the challenges ahead. Digital currencies are a tremendous opportunity to make the financial system more accessible and fair, said the director of Digital Currency Initiative, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT. Creating an inclusive, integrated global digital currency system requires dialogue across stakeholders ranging from finance ministers to open source developers, and the World Economic Forum is an ideal position to facilitate this important conversation. Trust is needed in this space now more than ever, said the Chief Executive Officer of Aid Tech, creating an economic opportunities and a paradigm shift in how technology is used and can benefit all societies. What we need now, is a multi-stakeholder cooperation that is anchored in principles of social justice. It's rare that such an important global organization takes into consideration the context of developing countries in the application of fourth industrial revolution technology to achieve the SDGs, said principle of Ignite Impact Fund. Stablecoin is an important development that, if properly implemented and responsible to the concerns of civil society, will be effective at universal financial inclusion. New technologies like blockchain have helped catalyze a revolution in the mechanics of money, said the founder of Consensus. We applaud the efforts by the WEF in actively researching digital currencies, including those that are blockchain-based, as a means to foster innovation, but also ensure that central banks can maintain their role as stewards of the economy. The future of money is digital, and central banks and the public sector have a crucial part to play in ensuring that this future is sustainable, inclusive, and positive for society. The initial builds on work done by the forum over the past year, convening a global community of central banks to co-design a policy framework for the adoption of digital currencies. The forum's Global Technology Governance Summit will take place in San Francisco from the 21st to the 22nd of April. Governance of digital currency will be a core pillar. And there you have it. That is what we're looking at, ladies and gentlemen. And to me, if you're going to have a open permissionless protocol be adopted for cross-border payment solution, at the very least, what we hear here, for all the central banks of the world, you're going to need to have a regulatory framework to go with it. And it needs to be globally enforced and supported. Imagine the amount of payment flows that we've all come to casually talk about. Imagine just the cross-border payment industry, which we've heard is a $155 trillion market. Now let's just for a second imagine that they're going to put that through tomorrow. How could they do it without having a global consortium to oversee what is about to take place? Think of the liability issues when the central bank from one country is sending payments to another country. Without a global consortium to really build out the framework that won't just be words without power. There has to be a structure here, and there has to be a global committee or consortium or association that works to support these principles. You know, as we move closer and closer to this market really becoming legitimized, not just in the manner of retail speculator investments, but in the manner of use case utility, these are the things that I want to see. These are the things that when I see them, it tells me there is something much bigger coming to this space in the financial world than just something else to buy, trade, and hold. There is a great paradigm shift taking place, and it will become the greatest financial paradigm shift in the history of mankind. And it will be because of XRP and digital currencies as a whole. Remember, I don't believe XRP is just another digital asset. I believe it's a digital asset that it will be a part of the framework of the entire digital asset space. Looking at the XRP ledger itself, we remember that it is a protocol, just like the many layers and protocols of the internet that exist now. In fact, there are many different layers of protocol that are being executed right now, so I can use this video and communicate this information to you wherever you are. The addition and adoption of something like the ILP and the XRP Ledger protocol would be the exchange of money, the internet of value, the ability to move value across the internet. Well, because the protocol has value that can move across it, that means there can be a valuation assessed on the protocol, on the ledger, because you will be able to assess the enormous payment flows and the volume of them and what the value of that is. Collectively, adding all of the payment flows from all the participants on the network using that protocol, they can make a valuation from that protocol and give that valuation assigned to the XRP token. All right, guys, I believe that this is how we could find our way to a price set for XRP. And does that mean a permanent price set? No. It could mean many things. It could mean a price set to get the initial system started. It could mean a price set and then it incrementally be moved. Maybe it gets controlled like the interest rates in the Federal Reserve get controlled. Maybe this governance network controls it collectively. Maybe there's a coin or a token or a stable coin that's issued off of the ledger to provide a reliable, stable price that is used for settlement and micropayments. How might you be able to institute micropayments in the world if the price of the asset you're micropaymenting off of is fluctuating greatly? All right, guys, that's it for me. I hope everybody's had a great weekend. Hit the like and subscribe. Leave some comments below, and we'll catch you on the next one. This is getting more interesting by the day, but one thing I will say, it's very exciting to me to see a global consortium for digital currency governance coming together and coming out of the World Economic Forum, knowing that the largest players and wealth creators of the world are at that event. I'll catch you on the next one, guys.